Welcome to another episode of Black Ice Reality Check. We're going live now. We've changed the show up a little bit here. So every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to have a live Q&A session. I'm going to cover a topic. We're going to give people the option to log in on Zoom. Women, if you want to come in on Zoom and have a conversation regarding the topic, if you agree or disagree with it, preferably ones that don't agree so we can discuss and work through the topic, okay? This is the first live. So every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we're going to do live conversations, Q&A on YouTube. Whoa, why is this delayed here? Hold on. We're working through the technical challenges here, but I fixed it. I did. So again, the topic today is going to be, we're going to talk about guy friends that girls have when they're in a relationship, or wives or girlfriends. And I want to kind of talk about this topic because it is a center of attention. A lot of people disagree. A lot of women disagree. I think it's more of the modern women disagree. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. But here's the challenge that comes up. I'm going to wait for some more people to jump on. Again, this is a new weekly show. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., we will do a Q&A on a topic on relationships, dating, and success. And this will give women a chance to log in, check out the show, have a one-on-one conversation via Zoom. And this has been highly requested by a lot of people. Other podcasters, people that have commented on the YouTube streams or the podcasts, Instagram, they've all said, hey, you need to start doing lives. And I never did it, so I'm going to start doing it. This isn't canned. This is not rehearsed. This is live. So I'm actually going to try to jump in here on Instagram as well and see if I can get people going on here so that they can tell them where we're at so that they have a chance to get on YouTube. Okay. All right. So the topic, I'm going to give this about 5 more minutes here. Let people log in. I'm going to do it till about 6:20. So again, we are live on YouTube. So go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. We're doing Zoom in call-ins on YouTube, and it'll give participants, women, an opportunity to have a conversation, a live conversation around the topic that I'm going to cover. I'm going to wait for some more people to join. Hello, everybody on, let me flip this here real quick here. I think, okay, there we go. There we go. We are live on YouTube. So everybody on Instagram that's logging in, you want to go to Black Ice Reality Check, go to the live stream on YouTube, and we are going to have live conversations. The link to the Zoom is in the description box of the live. So, again, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes here. This is our first live every week at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Wednesdays. We're going to go live and have Q&A live conversations with women that primarily don't agree with the topic that I'm covering. We're going to work through the situation. Go to YouTube, Black Ice Reality Check, and go to the description box. There's a Zoom link where you can link in and Zoom, or you can go to the Super Chat on YouTube and you can discuss the topic as well. This show is brought to you by Black Ice Sups. Go to blackicesups.com or blackiceshops.com, blackiceshop.com. And I'm going to be carrying a host of supplements. I have HV Alpha, which is a nootropics product. I have a pre-workout, post-workout recovery that's coming out, creatine monohydrate, and a fat burner. Everybody that's jumping on Instagram, go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube, please, and be a participant on the Super Chats. Is the Super Chats turned on? Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes here, and then we're going to talk about the topic that I like to cover. So, again, this has been a highly requested show, people. Everybody says, why don't you do lives? And I just never got around to it, to be honest. And you know, these aren't rehearsed or canned, right? So this is raw. And you get to see raw footage in real time. I got to check the participants on here to see who's on the live stream. Okay. All right. Hold on. me get this on here. There we go. Okay. Again, I want everyone on Instagram, to go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. So here's the topic for today. The topic is guy friends in relationships with the girl that you're with. Women, do you agree or disagree? I want to hear back from the ladies. Now, I'm not talking about if you're dating somebody. If you're dating somebody, I don't know how serious that relationship is if you're dating. Okay, you're still on the market. That's a fair statement. I'm talking about a living girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, or you're married. So here's why I'm against guy friends. A lot of women will say that it's insecurity or you're not confident in your ability. Guy friends in a relationship with your girlfriend is a bad thing. And let me tell you why. First of all, the guy friends that are with your girl, that are friends with your girl, a lot of women, first of all, when they get in a relationship, here's what happens. They're going to go, you know what? I'm not going to get rid of my guy friends. I see a lot of women do this. And it's the single women that do this, okay? The single women that say they're not going to give up their guy friend for the man of their dreams are usually the ones that stay single. Why is that? Because a lot of men already know the red flags. You're sharing emotional conversations about the relationship you're in with the guy, with your guy friend. Nobody wants to be a part of that. Nobody wants to be involved with that. And if you're having more conversations with your guy friend than the guy you're with, then why are you in a relationship? Because the relationship, you're supposed to be able to share intimate conversations. Fair? Again, go to YouTube, Black Ice Reality Check Live, and there is a Zoom link if you want to jump in the Zoom. I will see a request. So the other issue that we have is those guys are what we call orbiters. What's an orbiter? That's a guy that sits around waiting for an opportunity to slide in, okay? And what that is that's a guy, usually here's the truth. The truth of the matter is this. The guy friend is probably the right guy, women, that you should be in a relationship, but you don't like that guy because that's not the guy you're attracted to. The guy you want is what every other woman is competing for. Okay? That's the top 10% guy, right? He's the guy that all the women are competing for. You're going after that guy, and so you have all these guy friends on standby. These are the guys that are there to be there for your emotional concerns, your needs on the daily. Basically, they're like a girlfriend, but they're a guy. Okay? So what happens is they wait for an opportunity for the boyfriend to make a bad move. And then what do, women? You call that guy friend and you complain about your boyfriend, and he's there for moral support. He's there for backup. He's there as a girlfriend. But at any given moment, the only reason he's a guy friend is because you told him he's a guy friend. Now, I have these conversations with multiple women. They will argue. So my question I have for them is, would your guy friend feel that you are marriage material? I'm going to say it again. Would your guy friend feel you're marriage material? Okay, so watch this. Well, yes, I am. Okay, if he feels that way, and he's single, then he would marry you given the opportunity. Well, no, it's not like that. Yes, it is like that. Given the opportunity, your guy friend, if you called him one night at 12 o'clock at night, a booty call, and you were lonely watching, The Notebook with your box wine and your cat, and you're lonely, and talking about zodiac signs and angel numbers, and you call that guy friend, and you say, listen, guy friend, I want you to come over and watch movies. He's already at the doorstep with more wine. He's already there waiting for you. Right? He's already there on standby. And if you say you want a relationship with him, 9 times out of 10, he's going to say, yeah. Here's my point. Women, it's not that we don't trust you. We don't trust the men's intentions that are your guy friends. Are you with me? Do you follow me? We don't trust their intentions. Men who are in the friend zone are weak simps. That's from Mark. That's a super chat that came out. Thanks, Mark. That's the truth. I mean, again, why are we friends with women? To meet women? But the point is that we've all simped as men. Like when I was younger, I didn't have game, I didn't have frame. I had muscle, but I had no money, right? And so that only lasts so long when you're younger. And when you get older as a man, what happens is you have to have a frame, a standard in which you stand in and hold firm. That means that you're not going to step outside of that frame and make an exception to the rule, no matter how pretty she is. I don't care how fine. Here's my rules. Here's my frame. Okay, I set boundaries. This is what I'm looking for. I don't care if she's a 10 and she doesn't like him. Bye. Why? Because then you start simping. And what happens with guys when they have no muscle, no game, no frame, and no money, they have to accept what they can get. They have to accept what they can get. I'm going to move this over here so I can see this at the same time. They have to accept what they can get, okay? They're the average guy. What does that mean? They're going to be guy friends with a pretty girl because it's the only way they can have interaction and communication with a pretty girl, right? So before we had the muscle, money, game, and frame, as a high-value man, we were simps. So we understand what they think. We understand what goes through their mindset, okay? So again, women, it's not that we are insecure that you have a guy friend in a relationship with you, but those boundaries should be set up front. So the question I have, ladies, do you feel it's okay to have guy friends going into a relationship? Now, again, you can go to the YouTube Live, a Black Ice Reality Check. There is a Zoom link. If you want to Zoom in and have a conversation, you're more than welcome, and we can have a conversation live on YouTube. I see a lot of super chats going, I'm going to come on. No, Glenn, you're a guy. Last time I checked. Glenn wants to jump on. This is for women only, Glenn. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Steel Chair, hello. Mark, thank you, Mark, for being a moderator. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that's on Instagram. Go to YouTube. Please watch the show. Again, we're going to be live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So back to the guy friends thing. So this is what I tell. Actually, let me take a step back. I didn't need to tell any woman that I was dating what my boundaries were as far as guy friends. They already knew. When I walked in a room, here's what I'm expecting, okay? And if she said, well, I have a bunch of guy friends, I would say one thing, I'm not down with that. If you want a relationship with me, they got to go. And if she didn't want to do that, fine, it's okay. But we have options, right? We have multiple options and we have other choices out there, right? And so for me, it was a no-go because I've been that guy friend. And believe me, when I was simping, when I was younger, those women that were my girlfriends and I was their guy friend, I would have taken a shot, haven't given the opportunity. Hear me out. I would have taken the shot, given the opportunity. I was always there. The cell phone was always on standby. The 1 and 2 o'clock calls were there. They leave there. I guarantee you, ladies, if you call your guy friend at 2 in the morning, he will answer the phone because that phone is on standby for you. It's not for an emergency. It's for you. And if you say, hey, I need you to come over, that guy's already in the car. Agree or disagree? Okay? So, I got a lot of people on, okay, then if he leaves his female friends, then I will too. So I got a person on Instagram that hasn't jumped on YouTube. So let me address this here, okay? Women a lot of times will say, I'll do it if he does it. That's not feminine, right? There's boundaries set, right? So I tell guys, like if you're on the dating market, always tell women you're dating other women. Okay, you're keeping your options open until she qualifies, because here's what happens. Men are chasing women at a rapid rate, a high rate. Guys are chasing. Stop chasing. You don't need to chase. Where's your value? Hold your frame. But I don't need to be hanging out with a bunch of women. I'm too busy. You should be too busy focusing on your money and your game and your fitness and your frame, right? You're moving forward in life. You're elevating your game. You don't have time to be out there chasing women and hanging out with a bunch of girlfriends, right? That's my opinion, right? Now, if you're on the dating market, then there's no rules, right? If you're dating her and she's like, well, hey, can we go on a date? I'm just going to let you know I'm seeing 2 other girls. Well, I don't want to date you. Well, then too bad. Because dating, there's no commitment. A relationship is when you live together. If you don't live together, it's not really a commitment. It's FTC, failure to commit, okay? And I have nothing against that. So, you know, that's how it is. Again, we have a Zoom call if you want to jump in. The link is in the description of the YouTube. I got a lot of people joining on Instagram and on YouTube here. There we go. So, guy friends, ladies, I want to hear feedback. I'm going to ship to the other topic here. Okay? The other topic is girl trips. Because we get a lot of that as well. I see it with the younger girls more than anything. And I had a conversation the other night with a gal regarding girl trips. And she was totally on board with going to girl trips. And I live in Las Vegas. I could tell you, all these women that come on girl trips, let me tell you what happens when the sauce hits the stomach, the alcohol hits the brain. They change, okay? It's usually the most conservative women that come down here, the ones that are the good girls that come down here that turn into something from a porn movie, okay? It's not a good thing. You're representing the person you're with. Just keep this in mind. I said to the girl, I said, would you feel comfortable with your guy going to a strip club? She said, no. I said, well, that's how we feel when you go on a girl trip. Because we know how men are. See, women, you have to remove yourself and be a man. Well, I'm not going to do anything bad. He should trust me. Do you trust me to go to a strip club? Well, I don't want all these girls trying to talk to you and looking at you. Well, I don't want all these guys trying to talk to you and look at you. See, when the terms and the conditions are flipped and reversed, the mindset changes real quick, right? And so girl trips, what's going on? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Glenn, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Girls are always tripping. That's funny. Yeah, emotional. So what happens is this. We know how men are. We're men. We're built with testosterone, right? We have testosterone. We were built here to breed. That's how men are. It's like, why do guys cheat? For variety. That's a fact. Psychologists have done studies on this. Men cheat because of variety. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not condoning it, but that's why they cheat. They don't cheat because you did something wrong, ladies. They don't cheat necessarily because you did something wrong. They don't cheat because they're perverts. We're men. We have testosterone. Are you with me? So what is this person saying? I think it depends on the girls she's going with. No, see, okay, let me address this here, okay? Let me talk to you about something. Let me get busy here with my wisdom, okay? Now, I don't know everything, but I'm rarely in doubt. I've been around longer than most people in the red pill space in life, dating. I'm older. I've been married before. I've dated a lot of girls, pretty girls, models, not so pretty, whatever. I've been around, done different professions. I've been in the same craft for 28 years. I've seen corporate women that make millions of dollars. I've seen women that make $40,000 a year, okay? Let me tell you something. If you're in a happy relationship, ladies, I want you to listen to this. If you're in a happy relationship, now a lot of you aren't going to like this. You need to get rid of your single lady friends. Why? Because single lady friends cause problems in relationships. Because they're always calling you, complaining about their situation. They're always calling you, telling you they want to know what's going on in your relationship with your guy. And you're always telling them what's going on in your relationship with your guy. Single lady friends, when you're in a healthy relationship, can be a bad thing for that relationship. And a lot of women don't want to hear that, but that's the truth of the matter. That's the facts. And so this girl said, well, what if it depends on the girls you're going with? Look, your girls that you go on a girl trip with don't turn you into a hoe, a 304. You do that. Look, let me explain. I'm in Las Vegas. I go play poker. I'm at the bars. I see the married women. I see the girls on the girls trip. I see how they act. They start drinking and they put on a show at the bar. I'm telling you, I've seen them go to rooms with guys. I see it all the time. These are the good. Oh, it depends on. No, it doesn't depend on the girl. The point is this, whether you do it or not, I'm not saying you were going to do it. It's the perception. It's the look. Why are you going in the first place? Is your husband and boyfriend not good enough to go on a trip with you? Well, I just need a break. You need a break. You need to get away. Okay, so this is where you're not ready for a full commitment relationship. That's my opinion. Okay, because honestly, if I go on a trip, I'm bringing my girl with me. Why? Because that's who I want to spend time with. I don't need a break because our relationship's so dynamic that we don't cause each other stress. We have boundaries. We have rules of engagement. Okay? Marvin, yes. The same person. Somebody asked me if I'm still with Puma. Yes. And so my point is, what is your boyfriend okay with you going? If your boyfriend's okay with you going, go. Okay? That's fine. And again, here's the point. Look, ready for this? I didn't even have to tell her. She says, I don't want to go without you. See, I was dating girls that would go to Dubai, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Playa del Carmen, Paris. I don't know why everybody wants to go to Paris. I've been there. It's not that great. Holland, Germany, Canada, traveling 24/7. I said, look, I don't care if you travel. We were dating, but she wanted a serious relationship. I said, look, I don't want a sometime in relationship. I don't want to see a girl sometimes she's here, sometimes she's not. So when I met my girlfriend of 4 years, she's like, I don't want to go on trips without you. I said, okay, fine. I didn't even have to tell her. Now, again, I don't tell her no. I don't tell her she can or cannot do. I let her hang herself. She knows where I stand. If she wants to go, I'm not going to tell her no, but she also gave me a signal to understand where we are in the relationship. So that now gives me permission to take a step back and go, okay, she hung herself. Because I have boundaries. And if they're not set up in front in the beginning, then it's a no-go. So what happens in relationships, and I'm going to move on to this next topic. What happens in relationships is, I hear this a lot from women. They'll get in a relationship and they'll say, he changed. Everything was fine. And then 60 days, 90 days in the relationship, he changed. He changed because the boundaries were not set. That's his fault, not yours. Guys, if you're listening, he changed because he didn't set the boundaries. He changed because he didn't set the boundaries. Okay? And by him not setting the boundaries, he was okay with you doing what you were doing, whether you were whiling out, sliding on the pole, whatever it was you were doing, or maybe you weren't doing that, because he wanted to be with you. But he wasn't strong enough to set the boundaries in the beginning. And as a result, as time went on, he didn't want you to do those things anymore. Now, I don't know if you moved in together or not, but the point is that I always set the boundaries in the beginning. And guys, if you're not setting the boundaries when you're dating in a relationship, you're going to have problems. Because I'm going to use this as an analogy here. And I hear this all the time with dancers, entertainers, strippers, whatever you want to call them. I met my boyfriend in a strip club. Everything was fine until 69 days out, he didn't want me to dance anymore. And see, this is what I'm talking about. That's an extreme case. But guys, if you're going to meet your girl doing something you don't like in a relationship, then don't date her. Don't date her. Because you can't tell a girl she can't make her money if she's dancing on the pole in Vegas, and then later on you're like, I don't want you to dance anymore. Well, you met her in a strip club, right? So you're going to have problems. So you need to set these boundaries up front and say, okay, look, hey, I don't mind going on a date with you, but if we get serious, you're willing to give up your career. Are you willing to give up your OnlyFans? Are you willing to give up the strip pole? Are you willing to give up your Instagram if it's too exotic or erotic? What is the standards you're looking for? And women, the same thing. You need to have a conversation about what you want in the relationship, the do's and don'ts. It's very important. No cheat. I don't understand that question, but that person. But are you with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and as men, you cannot expect certain outcomes without the inputs if you're not the provider. I'm going to say it again. You cannot accept certain outputs without the inputs, right? If the inputs come in from the woman and you're not providing the right output as a provider, you can't say you don't like her input. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, if you can't have a frame if you don't have the option to provide. What does that mean? And guys, you got to get your shit together. Men, it's time to step up. Don't start dating if you don't got your money right. Don't start dating if you don't got your body right. Don't start dating if you don't got your frame right. And don't start dating if you don't got your game right. I do private courses. I coach a lot of men. What does that mean? If you're broke, you have no business going on dates with women. Focus on your money. Look, men, your time is not limited. Women's time is very limited. They're on the clock. Every day that goes by, they lose value. Guys, your value goes up. They know that. You know that. You need to get your shit straight. Wait till you're 40, 35, 40. Look, high-valued men, I'm going to tell you this right now. There's no high-valued man that's under 40. It's very rare. I see these 30-year-old, 35. You have to have tenure in your profession. You have to have experience. Have you made six figures for 7, 8, 9 years in a row? Have you been successful? You generated millions in revenue in your business or your career? Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have a high net worth of friends that you can go to and get on the phone and say, hey, I'm looking at this business opportunity. Let's look at this. Are you supply and demand? High value is supply and demand. Are you in high value for women? So I see a lot of these 30-year-olds say I'm high value. You're not high valued. You haven't done six figures for over 10 years. And now the new six figures is $250K a year. I mean, it used to be $100K, no big deal, right? But now we're looking at it, it's like, if you're in an A market city, a big city, $100K, you're broke. LA just announced $100K, you're broke, you're poverty. Vegas, you're doing pretty good. But if you haven't shown a success history of what you've done for the last 10 years with carnal evidence, and you go out with your friends and they see how you handle women and they see how they're attracted to you, you're not high value. Most men aren't high value till they're 40. So guys, when you get to 40, guess what? You have options. There's no rush because the 27-year-olds are still there. The 28-year-olds are still there. But as women get older, their value, and this is where women get it twisted. Women get it twisted because they look at their feelings as value. They look at what they have as far as their income or their degrees as value. Women, we care more about looks than just looks, but the first thing we do is look at you. It's built in our DNA. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's built in our DNA. It's built in our DNA. What does that mean? Through evolution of mankind, men look for the youngest, most attractive female to bear children with. They look at attraction, and it's objective, not subjective. Okay? It's objective. There's facts. It's an objective truth that men inherently look for the same type of woman over and over. And clinical psychologists have shown this. So when you say, oh, that's subjective. No, it's not. Beauty contest, they have a beauty contest. The majority of men will vote for the top 3 women in a beauty contest. It's an objective fact and truth. So what happens is guys will go for the young girl without the children that's attractive. Now, there's more to it than that. If she's a complete moron and an idiot, we don't want to have nothing to do with her. Don't get me wrong, okay? That's the first thing we look at. What do women look for? When you go to the gym, ladies, when you go to the gym, you know what happens? This is what happens in a gym conversation with men and women. Guys say, hey, I met this chick, this hot chick. This is what guys say. Hey, man, I got this new chick I'm seeing. And they're like, let me see pictures. Why do you guys want to look at pictures? Because we want to see how hot she is. You know what women do? What's he do for a living? They want to know how successful you are. Because success, that's what men are, success objects to women. We are success objects. 100%. 100%. Looks are important. So here's what happens. Women are sex objects. We look at women as a sexual object. We look at her looks first. Then we want to get to know her, we know her value, how she thinks, what she does, how her behavior is. First thing a woman does is like, ooh, he's a scrub. I'm not going to date him. Ooh, he's driving a $500 car. I'm not going to date him. Ooh, he works at McDonald's. I'm not going to date him. Ooh, he works at Walmart. I'm not going to date him. Dude, don't care about that. But see, men, if you get your money right, you have options. You got to be able to take care of 2 people in a house. This is my rule. If you make enough money to take care of 2 people, start dating. Why? Because if you ever have children and your wife wants to be a stay-at-home full-time mom, which is an honorable responsibility. That's more honorable than being a CEO of a tech company or a corporation as a boss bee. That's not honorable. It's much harder to raise a family, and it's much more respectful and honorable and admirable from my perspective to raise a family. You have to have 2 incomes to support that family. Now, as a provider, the inputs change because you earned her respect. And because you earned her respect, she now is going to fall into the frame. Okay? Does that make sense? So here's a question, solid insight. What are your thoughts about being approached at a gym? Was a great debate among friends. Okay, so Nails by Stacia. Okay, so great question. So I had a woman ask, being approached at the gym. okay? Because this is a Q&A, guys. Remember, there is a Zoom link. There is a Zoom link. If you want to be on live, ladies, you can go to the description box in the YouTube live section and log in the Zoom. So here's what we got here. Women, you have a fan. It's called, what's her name? Canelo AR? Stacia. Women have female attention necessity disorder. You have so much attention by guys. So watch this. If you're a single woman, you say, I haven't met the right guy. And then you turn around and say, well, I get DM'd by these guys, but I want to date a guy on Instagram. Okay. And these guys message me on Facebook. I want to date. Okay. I don't want to talk to guys at the gym. Okay. But I won't go out with the guy from the club. Okay. So where are you meeting these guys? You're putting yourself in a hole. You're putting yourself up against the wall. And you're saying, I don't want to be available, but yet you're single and you said you haven't met the right guy. You're contradicting what you're doing. Your actions don't meet what you're saying. Are you with me? So the problem with the gym, to answer your question, men are going to approach you at a gym, and you can't blame them. You see what the women wear at the gym. Basically, they're one step away from being on the strip pole. You know, the workout outfits. I mean, my girlfriend, you know, she competes in fitness, and she wears this to the gym, and it's what everybody wears, right? And she gets approached all the time because I'm not going twice a day like her. That's insane, but she competes. She comes back, all these guys all talk to me. Of course they talk to her. And it doesn't bother me because I'm in my frame. I'm in my game, right? High value. So I'm okay with it because I know having an attractive girlfriend, that's going to happen. But here's the problem. I tell men, don't shit where you eat. Don't shit where you eat. What does that mean? Don't date people from the office and don't date people from the gym. Because if it doesn't work out, you got to go back to that same place and see that same person that you said was toxic. If they're at a different gym or you need to change gyms, that's fine, but you probably can't change your job necessarily, especially in this economy. So I try to tell people, you know, be careful, because if you're dating somebody from the gym, what happens? That means that if it doesn't work out, you got to see that person back in the gym. And that's a bad plan. So I think it's okay for guys to approach girls at the gym. I think there's a way to do it that's proper. I think there's a way to do it that's not creepy. I think, men, if you're talking to a girl at the gym and she kind of gives you the cold shoulder, back off. But don't follow her around, take a picture of her car, know where she lives, you know, put a tracker on her, all that crap, or try to, the gym courtesy is you're working out next to a girl and you might say something and she, oh yeah, hey, you're using this machine, great, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you start having small talk. And if she's engaging, you're okay. And then you might ask for an Instagram. Great. That's it. But if she doesn't engage, leave her alone. Women, if you're going to a gym, you're going to get approached. We are men. Okay? We are men. So get used to it, or go to a private gym or work out at home. Great question, Stacia. I like it. Those are good ones. Oh, here's another one here. Hold on. I think there are two types of women that go to the gym. The serious ones are busting it out. I also see some dress in butt-hugging tights that I feel saying I'm single. Well, so, some of these workout outfits, okay, like these, like the girls that compete, like my girlfriend, they get sponsored by all these workout outfits, and that's just the way it is. That's their sponsor, so they're going to wear that. Doesn't mean they're serious. I mean, you see these girls when they get on stage and they compete, they have nothing on. So that's a sport, right? But yeah, it's workout stuff. That's why it sells. Sex sells, right? So, any other questions, guys? All right. So, the other thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to shift gears. We talked about girls' trips. We talked about guy friends. I'm going to go into the highest honor a man can be given from a woman is a child. So if a man's dating for purpose and he wants to have a family, he's looking for a woman that generally doesn't have children. There's a higher value placed on that woman. Why? Because men know that if he's dating a woman, and women, I want you to chime in on this. Watch this. It says the link's broken on the Zoom. Hold on a second. It says the link's broken on the Zoom. Hold on 1 second here. I don't know why. I do not know why the Zoom isn't working. I'll have the engineers look at it. Maybe grab Travis, find out why the Zoom's not working. So, oh, there's George. Hey, we have a broken link on the Zoom. I don't know why, but I got nails by Stacia trying to get on the Zoom. And I know we had to switch Zooms, but I'll answer this. That's good. We'll get you on there, Stacia. We'll figure it out, or we'll send you a link directly. What was the question? Hold on. Yeah, the TikToker girls that are dressed up and then they put the guy on blast. I mean, well, that's for attention. I mean, look, these outfits are small. They're skimpy. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm so desensitized to that now, but I've been out there for a while. I'm older, right? So I think a lot of the young guys that, you know, I mean, most of the gyms, like okay, look, I train at Powerhouse Gym in Vegas. That gym, the owners, if there's any creepy guys, she kicks them out. Her and the other owner, right? So that's a clean gym to work out. I got a super chat up here. Oh, there's the Zoom link. Try that Zoom link. Oh, she's not on. She's on IG. Oh, okay. Stacia, there's a Zoom link we put on the super chat. Try that. Is that the one we're on, George? It must be the wrong one in the link. I don't know why. So, Stacia, if you're still watching, the Zoom link is in the super chat on Black Ice Reality Check. Oh, here we go. Alexander, I think that's a guy. Is that you? We're only admitting women on these questions. So, guys, if you're trying to get on, I don't know if that's you. So let me see if they don't have Alexander. That's a guy, unless it's a chick.
Hello?
Hello? They don't have Are you there?
Hold on. Yeah, it's me. I keep forgetting to.
That's a guy.
No, it's my son. It's me. Nails by Stacia.
Okay, do you have video?
Hello? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Sorry. I was having a hard time getting in. I love following you, by the way. And I know you follow me on Facebook too. We have a lot in common views. So I really like that you're on here and allowing us to.
All right. Good deal. I'm trying to see if you the video's not working. Do you know how to get?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Hold on. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Zoom, I mean, unless you use it a lot, it can be kind of tricky sometimes.
Yeah. And for some reason, it's not letting me click the camera.
What are you on, a laptop or a phone?
I'm on my phone.
Huh. Well, that's okay. We can still talk. Ask to start video. How about that? I asked you to start video. See if that works. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So what questions, what concerns or questions do you have?
Nothing. So, I mean, I'm getting a lot of chats back in the Instagram. A lot of that chat is just conversations that I'm having with everybody else. The gym question was, I guess there was a debate in the gym about whether or not to approach a girl. Now you're saying, yes, we are going to be approached, which, yeah, we are. We're approached all the time.
Right.
That's like you said, though, you don't want to shit where you eat, right?
Right. I mean, there, after the lockdown, there's limited opportunity for people to meet, because everybody was at home. Right. So right. I think when guys got let out of the lion cage, the zoo, they went crazy, right? So they're going to go out. They're going to go out and they're going to go after. They're hunting. I mean,
Correct.
lockdown caused a lot of mental instability as in people, right? But I mean, if you're getting approached at the gym, I mean, that's my point. Guys are going to approach women, period. And so you just got to know how to handle it. But I mean, are you single?
I am. So it's funny because when I started following you or you started following me, I don't know if you know, but me and you have actually gone back and forth a few times on Facebook. We have a lot of very similar views, but they're views that I had to learn. And I am single. I actually just got divorced. Um, but a lot of what I'm going through now is I was definitely a product of society and the growing up. I was, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man, and I could do it on my own. And I found myself in very interesting positions
Why'd
to
you?
where.
You don't mind me asking? Why'd you get divorced? Was it your choice?
So at the end of everything, yes, and we were only married for a year,
But how long were you dating for?
2 years.
Okay, so 3 years total.
Yeah,
Okay, and you have children.
not with him.
Okay, so you had a child prior to that.
I have 4 kids
Okay,
prior to.
but you filed for the divorce, right?
We both did on the same day, actually.
Okay, so, but whose ideal? I mean, you both didn't wake up one day and say, "Hey, we both want a divorce," right? I mean, whose idea was it?
So there was a lot of stuff that led up to it. So you were talking about how men change in the relationship. Um, in this particular relationship, I did approach it different. Um, however, he wasn't. You were talking about insecurities and how women have. So this type of insecurity that he had was different. Um, he was very, very insecure to the point where I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't wear certain things, which I respected because he's my man, right?
Sure.
But it got to a point where like if you look now, most of my clothes I have just t-shirts. I'm only allowed to wear t-shirts. I wasn't even allowed to wear makeup to go to work anymore because I was doing it for somebody else and not because I wanted to, and it wasn't for him. There was a lot. I was constantly
Where did he meet you at?
um so we're conservative and we're in Arizona. We went to, without getting too political, even though I know you agree with the views, we went to the, oh, what was it? It was downtown. It wasn't the recorder's office. It was
You went to the district court or whatever to get married, right?
no. We got married in a church. But where we met was at it wasn't a Trump rally, but it was after, gosh, I think it was right after the elections or something like that. And we had met at one of the rallies. So,
But
anyways, that's how we met.
But why did you get divorced? Both of you guys, what was the issue?
So the final straw, like he was always packing up and leaving. So there was an argument or a disagreement. And it could be something as stupid as I didn't switch the clothes before I went to bed. Like it was always something stupid, or I was constantly being accused of cheating, even though I was at work and he had everything connected to my phone. At one point, he had my phone connected to his laptop, so he was seeing all the text messages and stuff I was getting.
So it sounds like there was some definitely deep counseling that was needed, right? So, I mean, there's some issues going on there that were.
And I tried to.
Go ahead.
Yep. And we were going to do marriage counseling, but he needed individual counseling. And he had a lot of his own personal issues, and he wasn't the provider. He couldn't do security. He believed in that 50-50 thing, and it was literally split down the middle, 50-50. Even though he made way more than me,
but
I was still. equally
Were you
responsible for everything.
married? So the 4 children you have, were you married with that guy before?
No. So this is where I say I was a product of society and I'm trying to teach my kids different. I don't feel like it's ever too late, but I actually have 4 kids by 3 different dads.
Okay.
The first one I was married to, and we were straight out of high school. I had 2 kids with him, and then it was, well, I don't need you. I could do it on my own, which lesson, ladies, lesson, okay? Because there's a reason for it's not just that we're single and independent. Yes, we can do everything that a man can do, but our masculinity is not toxic, and we need to let our men be men, and we need to follow, and we need to allow them to lead.
So so the question is now that you have 4 children, what are you going to do now?
Right now, honestly, because I have grown so much and I understand a lot more, I'm focused on starting my business. Obviously, Nails by Stacia is my business. I just signed a contract. I'll be officially launching at a salon. But that's my primary focus. I've been focused on just myself. I've been losing weight. I started exercising.
What were you exercising when you
Just
were in a
taking care of
relationship, or when you were with him? Were you exercising, or
I
were you?
wasn't.
Why is that?
I wasn't. I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed
Okay,
to.
so
I wasn't allowed
Okay,
to lose weight.
so the problem isn't your choices in men doesn't sound like your choices in men were too great. Is that fair to say?
In some of them, yes. There's one, my youngest son's dad, who I now understand what he was doing. And that was all my fault. But and not that I cheated or anything, but I had that mentality. Well, I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need this car that you bought me.
But you figure I'm going to stop you. So here's what happens. You figured it out, but how old are you now?
I'm 33.
Yep. So this is where I tell women at a young age that they need to listen to women that have been through it, right? But they're watching these, they're watching The View, they're watching Okra, and the choices that you made have caused you to be where you're at, and so as a result, now you're going back. I wish I could have, should have, right? So,
right.
Oh, Glenn Lawrence said, product of the society. She's a product of her choices. So that's what it comes down to. You made those decisions, but again, now that you know that you're 33, you have 4 kids.
Yep, 4.
So you know the challenge. So now you have to be extra good on your game. You really got to get in shape. You got to do the best of your ability because you know what you're up against, right? And the first guy you were with, you admitted it was your challenge, your fault, right? You didn't know. And so here's my point. If this message you're giving right now, young women are listening to, they need to adhere to it and take this guidance and go, you know what? I need to relook at myself. Because I'm telling you right now, in 1 year doing this podcast, I've had 1 woman listen, and she's in a successful relationship. All the others will make tons of excuses and reasons why. Yep. And they will argue till the day they die, and their mind changes, but it'll be too late, right? And again, I don't care what you do. There's always a cause and effect, right? Your cause, what you did, choices you made had the effect and the outcome you're at now, right? So whether it's I do OnlyFans, I don't have a problem with that. I have strip. I don't have a problem with that. I'm an escort. Fine. Do what you got to do, boo. You do you. However, the outcome that you're expecting isn't going to happen. And this is a general rule, right? It's not obsolete. It's not, there's always a one-off. I know this girl that did this and she's with this guy. Yeah, we all know those stories. But it's the same messages I get I was in a toxic relationship. He was a narcissist. I was abused. I can't tell you, out of 100 women, 99 say the same thing. And you got to ask yourself, you've changed, apparently, supposedly, hopefully you're going to change. And now you see it, but they keep making the same bad choices in men, right? And I'm not saying the men are off the hook either, because there is guys that screw up and make bad decisions. But it takes two people. But at the same time, if you're getting the same results, you got to look in the mirror and say, well, I got one finger pointing at the mirror and three back at me. And you've caught yourself. And now you've adjusted and you've made that decision to make a change, which is good, right? So you are aware of it. You're cognizant of it. And now you can move forward and you know what you need to do. And I would recommend, there's a couple books like Rollo Tomassi, The Rational Male. That's a good book. Evolution of Desire by Dr. David Buss. Those are two good books. I'm reading one now, but Rollo's book's great. But I'm constantly reading books on psychology. I'm trying to understand people better. I'm not perfect either. I have to improve, but it is a full-time job to make myself a better man. And instead of taking the easy route and saying, well, I'm just going to sit back and let bygones be bygones, I have to adjust my game. I recently started doing more audiobooks in the car. I don't have the radio on anymore, the music, because I'm trying to get better. I read. How do I get to the next level? And people think, oh, you're just...
And that's important. Getting to the next level, you have to read, which is where I'm at too. I read and I listen to the audiobooks. Mother and Son was a really, really good one. It gives you a perspective, because I have 3 boys, and it gives you a perspective, not just on your boys, but men as well.
Right.
And it was so good. And I definitely learned a lot from that. But you have to read, because you have to be able to identify what it is that you have to find yourself and what you're looking for. Women and girls that are listening to me right now, one thing is we have to be secure enough with ourselves instead of just looking for a man. Just looking for a man is going to get you the wrong one. You feel lonely. You feel like you just want that companionship. You can't get into a relationship wanting that. You have to go in knowing exactly what you're looking for, exactly what your needs are, exactly what your boundaries are. Men too. Men need to set their boundaries from the beginning, just like women do, because if your boundaries are ones that we all have boundaries that are non-negotiable.
Hold on 1 second. Rebecca, we're on YouTube. So you got to go to Black Ice Reality Check. You're not going to hear it on IG. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, I agree 100%. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna switch to a different topic. I appreciate you jumping in. But hopefully you work that out. Stay in contact. You know how to get a hold of me, and stay strong. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. I've got a lot of people coming on Instagram. You got to go on Black Ice Reality Check and on YouTube, the live, and jump in if you want to be in the conversation. We also have a Zoom option. Some people said the Zoom wasn't working, so we put the Zoom link in the super chat. I'll do it again. Glenn, thank you for the super chat, the $10. Appreciate it. Glenn is the man. He is the manager of Black Ice Entertainment, Black Ice Reality Check. He helps us get shows booked with single women. If you want to be on the show and you're a single lady, let us know. You're definitely more than welcome to be on the show. This show is not about attacking women. I just want to clarify. We're talking about your situation. If you're a single woman and you want to be on the show and you're looking or you have questions about relationships or why you're not in a relationship, definitely come on the show. Jump on a Zoom call. We're open to conversations. I want to cover something else here. Okay, this is the big issue. Okay, we got some more time, so we're gonna this is our first show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We're gonna be doing a live podcast on Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube, and we have the Zoom option where you can log in and have a open dialogue, whether you agree or disagree. I don't know if this if my messages are going through on this thing here because I'm having a problem with the Zoom, but hold on a second here. Okay. I'm going to try to put the link for the Zoom in the super chat. There we go. Okay, there we go. Put the link in. If you're on Instagram, jump on Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. So here we go. I get a lot of feedback from ladies that say, you men are so judgmental and you make judgment calls and they get upset when we say we want a certain thing from a woman. But women have no problems telling men what they want. But when a man tells a woman what they want, he's misogynistic, he's a chauvinist, he's a pig. They hate on us. They don't like us. So if I tell a woman what we want, what men want in a woman, we're bad guys. But women have no problems. And they said, we don't tell men what women want. Yes, you do. You tell us the height you want. If we say we want a woman that's fit, feminine, and attractive, then guess what happens? We get judged. But if a woman tells a guy, hey, we want you to make 6 figures a year. You got to be 6 feet tall and 6-pack abs. We accept that as men. We accept that standard. Men, we know where we stand. Men always know where they stand. We know what our capabilities and abilities are. So we know what's acceptable and what we can and cannot have as men. Women, however, don't. The problem that most women have because of the female attention necessity disorder syndrome that's going on, based on COVID. Now watch this. You have so much attention right now in society through social media, through your job, through the gym, that you have overvalued your rating system on yourself. Every woman is a 10. Okay? Every woman says she doesn't need a man. Okay? Every woman says the same thing I hear over and over, but yet they're the same women that are complaining about the men. See, women that are of high status, that are happy in relationships, they're never complaining about what other men are doing. They're only talking about the high-value guys. They're on board with it, right? It's only the women that aren't, the ones that don't. And then they say they don't want a relationship. Well, then why are you having podcasts complaining about the men? I can't tell you how many women come in the studio, and 99% of them, not all of them, most of the podcasts in here are female help therapy sessions. That's why their YouTube doesn't have any followers, because guys see through the bullshit, women see through the bullshit, right? We don't want to see it. They never talk about how to find a better guy. It's always about they were in a toxic relationship. You don't know my situation. No, we all know your situation. You need help. You need therapy. We see them. They're all in here. And they ask people their opinion on the red pill. They're mad at us. But you know the women that have high status or high stature, that are successful in a relationship, they're not complaining. They're not complaining. They're not worried about what the other guys are doing. You're worried about what the other guys are doing. So you have to be aware of the situation that you're in and accept responsibility. Okay? It's very important. And the biggest problem we have is, somebody said it this is it right here, feminism. The thought process that you're equal to men, you're not equal to men. And that's not a put down. Women, look at this. Can you close that door? Women, you date at your level and above, right? It's called hypergamy. Hypergamy says you want a guy that's stronger, faster, better, makes more money than you, smarter, more intelligent, successful, a leader. That's what inherently you end up dating. You go for that type of person. That's not equal. And then you want all of this and you want a 50-50 relationship. That's a partnership. That's not a relationship. And that's the biggest misconception that a lot of modern day women have, is it's 50-50. No, it's not 50-50. Any relationship where the woman's masculine enough to think it's 50-50, that marriage never works. There's already a 56% divorce rate in America. And out of the 56% divorce rate in America, another 10 or 20% are staying together because of the kids. So you have 66, 76% of marriages fail in America. That's a broken system. That's a broken product. You wouldn't buy a car if it failed 76% of the time. You wouldn't buy a house if it was going to catch on fire. You would not get on an airplane if 76% of the time the airplane would crash. That's why men are not getting married, because out of those marriages that are filed for divorce, 80% of the time it's a woman filing for divorce. I'm not happy. He wasn't attentive to my feelings. I'm not in love anymore. All these excuses, and she cashes out. She cashes out. She cashes out. Women are rewarded for modern day divorces. If they change the law in America, the marriage law, there'd be a lot less divorces and a lot less people getting married, because the problem isn't the fact that the divorce is so high. It's everybody's getting married because that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school, get a good education, and with a good education, go get a job, go get married, have children, and be happily ever after and live the rest of your life. That's not the truth. That's not how it works. See, ladies, your grandma, now I don't know what generation you're a part of, but let me tell you something. When I was growing up, everybody's mom or grandmother, actually their grandmother, said, honey, go get yourself a good man that can take care of you. You know what your mom said? You don't need a man. Go out, get a good education, go get a career, and stay alone and single. And then you justify being single as being okay. Again, there is nothing wrong with you being single, but don't harp on how men are. Because what you're saying is you're complaining about the red pill, you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that, you don't like what guys say, but yet that shouldn't bother you if you're okay being single. Unless you're not. Right? If you're not okay with it, then don't say you're fine being single. Right? So the point is that you have to have a logical self-conversation with yourself. Hold on, my thing ended. Okay? I'm going to go live again on this. Give me a second. You have to have a self-assessment test, an acid test. You have to ask yourself what you want in life. You have to have a 2 to 5 year plan, a 10 to 20 year plan. Where do you see yourself in 10 to 20 years? Where do you see yourself at, women, if you're 30 years old, where do you see yourself at 40, 50, and 60? Do you have a retirement plan? You're going to have $2 million saved to live. Are you going to be able to live as a single woman? See, guys can sleep on couches. And I say this as a joke because I think Dave Chappelle said this, and it is a joke, but it's not. And guys will say, oh, no, I like nice cars. I like nice houses. We only bought that house because we know women like nice homes. We don't drive that car because we know women like nice cars. Oh, I like nice. Yeah, I like nice cars too. I have real nice cars. But we also know its status. We also know it's the amount of accumulation of assets that you have as a man, right? So does this guy have a stable income? Does he have investments? Does he have a home? Does he drive a car? Does he make good money, right? Oh, and he is good looking. See, there is plenty of good looking women out there, but there's very few high value men that are attractive. So women, if you're going for the high value guy, you have to adapt and do what it takes to get that man. And the adaptation of what you have to do, you evolving into the person that the high value men want, fit, feminine, attractive, submissive women, you don't want to do that. And you're mad. But I'm giving you the formula. I'm giving you the cheat code. This is what you need to do. This is what you have to do in order to obtain that. Now, the guys you don't want, thank you, George, the guys you don't want are your guy friends. That's why they're your guy friends. Oh, I know that just chapped a bunch of people. I know there's a bunch of people that are just pissed off right now. Hey guys, if you're on Instagram, I am live on YouTube. Black Ice Reality Check. Go to YouTube. Check it out. Are you with me? Do you follow me? Do you follow me? And women say, what's a high value man? Again, a man of value, it's supply and demand. He's got his finances together. He's in great shape. He's got game. He's got frame. He probably has 10 years of 6-figure income or more. Nowadays, it's 250 or more. To a point. Okay? That's a guy of desire. He has resources, which is the number one thing a woman looks for, that you all will argue, but Dr. David Buss and the Evolution of Desire did a 5-year study with other clinical psychologists, talked to over 10,000 people from different ethnic backgrounds, religions, countries, continents, you name it. And the number one thing women looked for was resources. And I had a woman the other night, that's not true. Where are you getting the stats from? Da-da-da-da-da. Blah, 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 right? And then we brought up the Census Bureau with numbers. Oh, those people are lying. It's like, look, you can't fix stupid. You can't help stupid. You can argue all you want. Facts don't matter. Sometimes it's their feelings, right? So ladies, you know what you got to do, man. You got to get your shit together. You got to get your shit together, right? I'm gonna be done here pretty soon. I'm gonna go over a couple more points here. Okay. Big problem right now with younger women in societies, they're putting Instagram before their men. If you meet a woman, and I'm not saying you need to do this. Hear me out. I am not saying you need to do this. If you find a woman that you're interested in, and you are the man of her dreams, if she says you're the perfect guy I'm looking for, ask her this question. This is the acid test. And I'm not saying you need to do this. Ladies, would you get rid of your Instagram for the right guy? I'm telling you, most of these women identify themselves by their Instagram. That's their whole identity. That's my livelihood. Guy makes $1 million a year. He's attractive, has a good career. He's a loyal man. He looks like a Chad. He wants to marry you. And he says, all I want you to do is get rid of that Instagram. We don't need it. What are you going to do? It's my identity. I'll lose myself. You'll lose yourself. You made a bad choice in the past. That's why you lost yourself. See, women go for bad guys, the bad boys. That's what they're attracted to. They're attracted to the top 10% guys that have accessibility to a lot of women. Right? So if you got a guy that's 30 years old or 25 years old and he's making millions of dollars, that's probably not the right guy because he's not done playing the field. Man, it is what it is. You get older, you get tired of it. You're like, dude, I've been to all the pool parties with all the hot chicks. I've been in all the videos. I had the damn Blazerian life. I've been with all the chicks, whatever. You get to a point where I just want one loyal girl that's good to me, that's hot, that's sexy, submissive, that's attractive, that knows how to cook something other than a Hot Pocket and get it right. Where it's not hot, burning lava hot on the outside and ice cold in the middle. I don't even want a Hot Pocket. Hamburger helper and Spam, and cup of noodles. Does she know how to cook? Why do I need to cook? Because that's what I'm looking for. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. I don't care about your PhD or your MBA. I don't care about your student loan. No, she doesn't need to be stupid. She needs to be worldly smart. Have a conversation. But I don't care about a career woman. Because look, I've been in the career industry for 28 years in tech America, corporate America. Every single woman I deal with in corporate America that makes over 6 figures is a royal pain in my ass to deal with on a corporate level. They're bossy. They're masculine. They're a feminist. They always want to compete with a man. Ladies, men do not want a woman that they have to compete with. You should not be trying to compete with your man. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to submit. Get boxed wine and a cat. Watch The Notebook. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Guys, if you're on Instagram, go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. I'm live. Are you with me? We don't care. Now, there is men that like to date up and date women that are what I would call, their money pots, their sugar mamas. That there's guys like that. Okay. However, that's not an alpha male. An alpha male is not going to deal with that. He's not. Can you say no to your girlfriend? Guys, can you say no to your girlfriend right now? And is she going to have a problem with you saying no? Here's the biggest problem men have is if you say no and you're standing on principle and value, and she says, well, I want to go to Belize this year instead of Colombia. And you guys have a conversation and you make the final decision, say no, and she throws a hissy fit. And then you apologize. That's why that relationship's bad. You have to stand your ground. I tell women this all the time, pretty women. I say, you know why you can't find the right guy? She says, why? I say, because you haven't found the right guy to tell you no. She goes, you're right. Because women, you will run over a man in a second. If he bleeds a little bit, you'll smell it. It's like blood in the water with sharks. You smell it. And inherently you take advantage of that because it's wired in you biologically. You're not a bad person. You're doing that to preserve life. Your body, you're here. We're here to reproduce, men and women. We're not here. You're not here, ladies, to be single the rest of your life and pay taxes to the government because now you're just a number. There's no value. You know what success is? Success is control of time and money and a family. Without family, there's nothing. You are a number. You're a taxpayer. You're worthless. You're a government item. You're a serial number on the back of your social security card that says Lisa Smith, 531-721152. You're worthless. You have no heirs. You have no legacy. There's nothing. You have no children. Now, I know some of you have medical issues, can't have children. I get it. You can adopt. I get it. I'm not judging those people. Stuff happens. I have a good friend of mine and his wife, she can't have children medically. But that's not her mindset. But if you're a single lady, you say you're single. Guys, same way. Now, I understand the no marriage principle. Move to a state that has no common law marriage. Go get married, have a ceremony, and put her in your trust. But hear me out. By 2050, I think it is, or maybe it's 2030. Somebody could correct me on this. 50% of women will be single and childless in America. Our population is going backwards. Drastically. Because of a lot of reasons. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't get with the program, you're going to be 50 years old on TikTok, crying, just like this lady was earlier. She wasn't crying, she's not 50, telling everyone how she made a mistake and she was wrong. How do I know? Because when I was 25, those same women said the same thing. And you know how old I am now? I'm 53. And you know what they're doing now? They're on Facebook, because this is where the 50-year-olds live. They don't want to go on IG, because they don't want to do reels, because they let themselves go physically. And they're constantly posting every day about men. It's like, no, you messed up. You were the 25-year-old. See, I lived it. This is what I'm telling you. I lived it. I see it coming. And they don't see it. I tell them and they think I'm an ass. I'm a misogynist. I'm a jerk. I don't like you. I hate you. I see it coming because I've been through it already. The same girls I was partying with in LA. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm a corporate lawyer. I make 6 figures a year. She's single, miserable. And she was on TikTok and they're on my Facebook every day. It's the same messages about men complaining. I'm like, dude, I told you. And guess what? Now I got these young women, these cute, pretty women in their mid-20s, smoking weed all day, partying, getting drunk, showing up at Wet Republic, tops coming off. Dude, it's like, dude, I got time. You don't have time. Ladies, you don't have time. You do not have time. Time is against you. Time is against you. If you say you want to be single the rest of your life, fine. But if you change your mind, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say Black Ice didn't tell you. Don't say the Red Pill guys didn't tell you. Don't say we didn't warn you. Now, all these younger guys that say, oh, yeah, they're talking on data and all this. I lived it. I'm living proof. And I'm successful. I've made millions of dollars in the tech space. Now, I have a supplement company I'm launching. And now, guess what? At 48 years old, I met a 26-year-old that was raised to be a good wife, very mature, knows how to cook, raised in Mexico. Her mom said, find a good man. Her dad said, make sure you can cook for your man. She's a fitness competitor. She's feminine. She's submissive to the cause. No, I don't abuse her or control her. She has her own mind. I pay all the bills. We have a nice house, nice, safe cars, which is expensive. I have my kids from a prior marriage, and I'm living the life. I'm living proof, carnal, physical evidence. And you say, well, not all guys want. I didn't look for a young girl. I tried the 40-year-olds. I got 4 kids, not happening. I tried the 30-year-olds, still in her masculine frame. You know why the passport bureaus are so successful? You know why guys go to Columbia? All those girls are stupid. No, some of those girls are attorneys, lawyers, doctors, and dentists. They're very educated. But the one thing they have different from Western women, the one thing they have different is they were raised to be good wives. And that's such a negative statement in America because you have been raised by bad professors that are feminists, lefties, wokies, people telling you in society, your parents, your mother telling you to be an independent woman, you don't need a man because her marriage failed. How am I doing? How am I doing? How am I doing? I'm spitting the facts. You don't have to like me. You can hate me. I don't care. IDK, that's what the young people say. IDK, IDK. You can despise me all you want, but I'm giving you facts and evidence, empirical evidence. I lived it. I can show you books and data. You know who's good at this is Michael Sartain. He's a walking brain. He knows it like that. There's guys in this space that are way more intelligent than me. I'm just older than most of them, other than Rollo, who's very intelligent, wrote like 15 million books. The guy's intelligent. Glenn Lawrence he can recite the Bible in and out. He's a whiz. There's much more guys more intelligent than me. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Guy was brilliant. I don't like him. He was rude. No, he wasn't. He wasn't rude unless you disrespected him. Women are going outside the country. John Hernandez said this, to find down-to-earth good women. And it's not that they're weak men. There's women here. There's women here. But I went through the numbers. I had a checklist. It wasn't a body count list. I had the numbers. Man, I had this chart. I'm a tech guy, right? In the tech consulting space, I had the primary requirements and the secondary requirements. I had the checklists, man. I was dating. Man, I was like running out of room on this piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, /5. 1, 2, 3, 4, /10. And I was going, all these women, it was the same problem. The same issues. She has a kid. Okay, well, I'm open to it. Let me ask you a question. Yes? Since I'm the leader of the house, and then there's the look of awe. What do you mean leader? Red flag. You never see those guys parking the planes? Red flags. The second question. Who comes first, your son or me? My son. Exit stage left. Like Snagglepuss. Exit stage left, I say. Heavens to Murgatroyds. I'm out. Because I'll never have value in that house. And I'm not expecting the mother to put me before her son, but this is, women, this is what happens when you have a child and you're single. This is why you should have stayed with your husband or the boyfriend. Well, he was toxic. What did you do to cause him to be toxic? Let me ask you that. Let's flip the script. What did you do? See, it's always the guy's fault. Women never take ownership and responsibility for their actions. It's always the guy's fault. I see it all the time. Do you realize, women, that you set the tone in the house? You set the tone in the house. Women, you set the tone in the house. The tone is set by you. If you wake up in a bad freaking mood, you spoil the coffee. The milk is bad. It's sour. If you're happy and you're like, babe, go slay the dragon today. Go slay the dragon today. I'm proud of you. Then guess what? He's going to kill it. You want to know why the man you're with isn't around the house? Because he doesn't want to be around the house. The tone is wrong. It's sour milk. Change it. This is a compliment to women. You know what your job is in a relationship? Your job is to help the man be successful. Fill the void. Fill the void where he's lacking and fill that with water and love and help him and you move forward to be successful. But if you're fighting, you're pulling the carpet, the crab in the crab pot, pulling him down. You guys are both failing. And I'm on men all the time, ladies. The reason I'm talking to you is because I talk with men all the time. I have coaching sessions. I don't want to say counseling sessions. I'm not a therapist. I'm a men's coach and a women's coach, a relationship coach, dating, success, whatever. I coach men. I talk to them. I talk to women. And the number one problem I find right now is that the women in the house want to battle the man for leadership roles. And men, you have to qualify up front. Women, you have to qualify up front. Women, you control access to sex. Don't pop kids out without being married. Don't start having kids like a baby making machine and talk about, oh, all these guys are bad. Guys control access to marriage. They're the ones that propose. So we all know what we got to do. We have a part in a role. And if you don't like the gender roles that are assigned to you at birth, biologically, you can't change that. That's how you were wired. If we were invaded right now by aliens or Chinese or Russians or whoever, North Korea, who's going to pick up a gun and fight? Who's going to protect the children? So if somebody breaks in your house and there's guns and you have kids, mom, babe, go watch the kids. I got this. See how fast the gender roles change? I'm not saying you can't fire a gun. I'm not saying you can't do that. They had a show, Survivor. I think Kevin Samuels talked about it. I actually watched it by an ex-Green Beret or a Special Forces guy. And they had all the women on the island on one team and all the guys on the island on one team. And the women fell apart, completely fell apart. Didn't know what to do, started fighting and arguing, calling each other names, couldn't build this, couldn't do that. Guys immediately got food, built cover, somewhere to sleep. They were enjoying life. See, we all have roles. And for some reason, I'm going to end this soon. For some reason, it is a negative in modern day times for you to say, I want to be a stay-at-home full-time mom. Why is that bad? Why is that bad? Why is that so bad? That's honorable. That is, if you guys are in a relationship and the man can afford to give you the option to be a full-time mom, why wouldn't you do that? Why? Is your career more important than your children? Is your boss more important than your husband? You listen to your boss, but you won't listen to your husband? You see what I'm saying? It's so negative. Guys, get your shit together. Go make money. Be successful. If you're not making enough money, stop. Look, grown-ass men, get rid of your freaking video games, okay? I see some of you are playing fantasy football, and I did it before. I'm a football guy. But some of you playing fantasy football, you spend more time than you guys playing fantasy football, and you can't feed the kids. Create another revenue stream. On the weekends, work on a different business. Work on a business. Go to 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. On Saturday, try to create something. Go do something to make money. Get out of the rut. You told her you were going to be her hero, then fucking be her hero. Stop making excuses and playing fantasy football when you're broke. That makes no sense. Hope that helps, guys. Remember, every day at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, Pacific Daylight Time, I will be doing a live broadcast Q&A. We're going to have the link working better for the Zoom. This is our first Wednesday. And this is Q&A for women to chime in. We're going to have a topic and we're going to talk about it. I kind of went on a rant because this is new. Don't have a lot of people on right now. But Black Ice Reality Check live on YouTube. I'm streaming on Instagram because I got a lot of people on right now watching it. And a lot of messages. But again, every Wednesday, I'm going to post it on Instagram. The reels of the live are on the story that I'm going live every Wednesday in the studio. And I'll be doing this show consistently. So, ladies, if you have questions, concerns, issues, get them ready. Jump on Zoom. The link will be in the description on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and you can be a member as well. Make sure you go to BlackIceShop.com to get your HV Alpha. It helps you focus. If you're having a hard time focusing at your job, your relationship, listening to the conversations, engaging, being attentive, you want to take this nootropic. It's called HV Alpha. Go to BlackIceStore.com. And we are adding more supplements, a pre-workout to get in shape, a creatine monohydrate, recovery with glutamine in it, and a fat burner. So I'm taking all these supplements. Like, look, the reason I got these products is because I work out. I got to stay in shape. I don't look my age because I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. People are like, oh, you don't drink? You don't smoke weed? No, I don't have fuck you money. And I don't have time to fuck off because I need to get to the next level so I can take care of the people that I want. I want to retire everybody in my family. Not my second or third cousins, but everybody around me. Mom, my uncle, her parents. That takes FU money. If I'm getting high all the time, I can't get going, man. I've tried. I've taken edibles. I can't get going the next day till 1 o'clock. I want to get a place in Playa del Carmen. I want safe cars. I want my own plane. These are things I want to do. So I use my own products. I'm in the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I have a grind. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like this channel, share this video. Stay strong, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in Las Vegas. Stay strong. And remember, we're the only podcast in the Red Pill where the truth will set you free. Peace out.